This is Matrixlord212. Hello, everybody. All right, so welcome to the live stream. Today, we're going to talk about box office numbers. Going to analyze Godzilla because we got a little more money, but I want to see if like where we need to be. I know we're nowhere near what we need to be. We got 339 million in, and I know they wanted over 500. But still, it is doing better than like people thought in a sense where at first they thought it was going to tank totally. Now it's not tanking totally, but it's got 339 in. Okay, so in other words, it cost 170 million to make. Domestic numbers, it has 93,688,172 dollars. We're gonna get some foreign numbers Monday and I think Thursday, so it's probably gonna push it higher to, let's say, like maybe 360 or more, and then during the week we might even have 400 million. Now we need to look at the Godzilla 2014 because I want to show you guys basically the difference. Now, Godzilla 2014 domestically did 200 million. $676,669. So in other words, it basically did a whole 120 or 115 whatever million more than Godzilla King of the Monsters, and the foreign numbers was 329,400,000. So Godzilla 2014 did 529 million with $160 million budget. Now, supposedly they spent 10 million more. Okay, so again, they're expecting to do like 600 million, 575 something, and it's not there. Could be because of the timing. It was released the wrong time. If it was released in March, would it have done better? Should they have released it in August? Possibility. So I'm thinking that it's just bad timing releasing it with all these different types of good movies out there and a wide variety of movies. Hey Jay, thank you, bro. How you doing? Happy Picard Day. Happy Father's Day. Yeah, thank you, Sarah. So yeah, Godzilla now, I don't think it's going to go anywhere near the King of the Monsters are going to go anywhere near 529, but I think if it does 400, they got to look at it and say, all right, you know what? We messed up because we released it at a wrong time. But if this movie was released in March or maybe even August, it probably would have did like 623 or something. So it's all about, me and Chris say it all the time, and everybody in Everything Show says it all the time. It's all about placement of movies, okay? If you're going to release your movie, let's say like Hellboy, okay? Perfect example is Hellboy. And nothing against the creator of Hellboy, nothing against the company, but we analyze movies for like 7 years. We're doing like movies and box office and everything and analyzation and everything, right? So the moment we heard when Hellboy was coming back out, we said flat out that it's going to get killed. It's going to get massacred. Don't go up against Captain Marvel and Shazam and all these other movies. You're going to get killed. Don't be a big hero. It took you what, so many years to put out a Hellboy, and now you think, and you start putting stupid stuff in the title like avenge this and all that, trying to get hype. And you know what? We said flat out, if you release Hellboy during this time, it's going to bomb. It's going to tank. Now, keep in mind, I like Hellboy. A lot of people like Hellboy, are fans of Hellboy. So we're saying, hey, don't release it now. Release it in August. Release it whatever. Of course, people don't listen. They do their own thing. They released it and it got killed. Now, would it have gotten killed if it was alone? It probably would have did okay. Okay, it probably would have did, but it probably wouldn't have did great. But it probably would have did enough to warrant a sequel. See, that's the important thing, is that a movie like Hellboy, you don't expect it to do like $500 million, but like if it costs, let's say, 50 to make and it did 150, hey. So like I'm not sure what it was to make. Let's look that up, Hellboy, because I just want to take a look at this. Sometimes they don't even tell you what the budgets are. So Hellboy, all right, so 50 million, right? $50 million budget. The Hellboy just came out 2019. and it only made 21 million. So you got a huge loss, and you're not going to get that on a DVD, Blu-ray release, 4K, whatever. So it's a failure completely. Now, if you look at the other Hellboy movies, like the original Hellboy, spent 66 million, it made 99 million. Okay, so there's profitability to make another one. Hellboy 2, 85 million, it did 160. So again, it's showing profit. They're going in the right direction. Now, should they have recast the role, or should they have let Guillermo del Toro do it? And Ron Perlman? Absolutely. Now, it's not David Harbour's fault from Stranger Things. And he even said that too many hands spoiled the soup. They were going in so many different directions. Nobody knew what was happening. Honestly, I think it was a mistake. They should have had Guillermo del Toro, and they should have Ron Perlman do it. Every single Hellboy movie was profitable, but people have to be brave and do stupid things. And I honestly think that maybe the creator of Hellboy wanted in a different direction, and he wanted to go with different actors and different directors, and that's his fault. Okay, I'm gonna say it's him. And you know what? Not for nothing, but if somebody gives you constructive criticism, you should be able to take it. And you should be able to say, no, you know what? You are right. I'm going to do things differently. But no, instead, we get the creator blocking everybody because he's butthurt and he can't accept the fact that he made a mistake. So that's the issue. Okay. So you got to have constructive criticism. You got to be open minded that you made a mistake or stuff happened that was making a mistake with Hellboy, the reboot. And I got to tell you, sometimes people just don't want to listen, and they just doomed to repeat failure and different things. And I hope that doesn't happen with him. But now, because of these actions with Hellboy reboot, this thing is totally going to sleep for 10 to 15 years. Okay, done. So great job with that. So that's the whole point I'm trying to make, is that it's all about placement in the movies, and it's all about you need to make an executive decision. If you have a director and an actor, and the two movies were successful, why would you want to change that? Let me give you another point. Pirates of the Caribbean. I loved the first Pirates of the Caribbean. Thought it was an awesome movie. Like the sequels, I think I saw every one but the last one, right? If Johnny Depp is making you billions and billions of dollars, right? Why do you have to be cheap and you don't want to pay people after a while? Okay? So you think you can do better, and you think that you're going to reboot it, and you think that you're going to make more money than Johnny Depp was, and then people start knocking Johnny Depp, which is stupid because you don't forget where you came from. The guy made you money, okay? You need to basically let him do it again. What's the big deal? Stop going and trying to be politically correct or whatever kind of correct you want to do, and try to think, oh, stuff happened in his personal life, so you're offended. Don't be stupid, okay? This is a business. This isn't personal, but people make it personal into business. So people got to be stupid idiots, and they got to decide, well, I don't know what's going on with his lifestyle, and I don't like this, so I'm not going to have him in my movie. Well, you know what? That's dumb. Okay, that's stupid. Okay, so now the guy that's a box office draw that makes you billions of dollars, you crap on, you decide you don't want him for Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, the guy that dressed up in character, didn't get paid for it, go visit children's hospitals, the guy that promoted your brand free of charge, went on, did accents on TV shows or whatever, did all this stuff promoting a movie that he didn't have to. He didn't have to get dressed up like Jack Sparrow. He didn't have to go to the hospitals. He didn't have to do all this stuff. He did it because he cared and he's a good person, okay? And whatever happens with his personal life, with his wife or not wife, that's not our business, all right? But people want to get into our business and stuff. So the thing is, they crapped on him, and they're like, no more. We don't want to pay him $100 million. We don't want to pay him $50 million. So we're going to reboot it. And you know what's going to happen with that? Tell me right now. You want to mark the calendar? It is March. It is June 16th. I'm going to tell you right now, the Pirates of the Caribbean movie is going to bomb, the reboot. If it doesn't have Johnny Depp, it's going to completely bomb, and it's completely tank. It's your fault because of egos, and also because you got to be offended by people's personal life. Okay, so again, it's a business. He's an actor. Let him act. Okay, let him do his thing. That's it. So let him just do that. Okay. But people want to, I'm telling you right now, this is going to fail. And I hope that people are watching this. I would like to think that after almost 2,000 podcasts on the Everything Show, that somebody's watching us and somebody might be listening, because we do say a lot of important things sometimes. We're not always right with stuff, but we come pretty close with a lot of different things. So I'm gonna say, Johnny Depp needs to do Pirates of the Caribbean. It's gonna bomb if he doesn't. Okay, so that's that. Going back to Hellboy, good luck seeing another Hellboy movie for in a year or two, because it's not happening. You won't see it for another 10 to 15 years. And again, it's all because people don't want to listen. Now, let's go to the Spawn situation. Okay? If you don't have the money to do the Spawn movie and people want to give you money to do your character, they want to have say, then you have to buck a little bit and say, okay, maybe we'll go here, maybe we'll go there. If you think that people are going to give you millions of dollars to do this Spawn movie and that you are going to have complete and utter control 100%, and you're not going to listen to anybody, nobody's going to give you money to do it. You're not going to film it if people don't have money to get paid. You're not going to get these people that, are, basically they're doing this for free. And that's it. So Spawn movie is not going to be made. Now, I'm a huge fan of Tom McFarlane. He put me in the letters page back in the day when I was a kid. I was whatever reading Spider-Man, for him, and it was great. I was grateful and I'm happy, and I got his action figure lines, and I was all excited, and all about Tom McFarlane's Spawn and Tom McFarlane's Spider-Man, Tom McFarlane's Hulk, and all the stuff that he did. I'm a huge fan, but at the end of the day, we have to, if you want to get a Spawn movie out, we got to do it the right way. And you got to all right, you don't want it to change too much, but you got to somehow get the funding to do this. And it needs to be a lot of money. You need to spend a big budget for Spawn. You can't spend like $5 to $10 million and do it and think it's going to be this $5 and $10 million now compared to $5 million back then. Come on. Like if you spend $5 or $10 million back then you can't spend that money now. That you need to spend more money now. Okay, inflation and stuff. Come on, it's like you got to spend more money now. So don't make a Spawn movie if it's $5 million, $10 million. It's gonna be trash. Do a friggin' movie, plan it out like a trilogy. Get the best people working on it. Get involved. Get these companies to do it with you. Go to Sony and say, Sony, Sony's doing Valiant. Sony's doing Spider-Man. Sony, help me make this movie. What's the big deal? They would love that. They need to make money. So do it with Sony. Make a Spawn movie with Sony, for crying out loud. What's the big deal? So I don't see it as a problem, but obviously there's going to be a problem. We're not going to have a Spawn movie. So whatever. Just want to go over some box office stuff. Men in Black International, it did 102 million worldwide. Okay. So now, it's 110 million to make, and people are thinking that it's gonna bomb. I look, it just came out the first week. Okay, not that many people going to the movies obviously this week. Maybe, Toy Story's coming out. Maybe we'll get 150. Maybe we'll get 200. I don't know if it's gonna do the numbers like the previous ones, but you know what? Again, you're all putting these movies out in the spring summer season, which they're on top of each other constantly. So you got to understand that all these movies are going to kill each other. They're going to chop themselves up. So that's what's going on with that. I hope Men in Black International does great. So, that's that. All right. So what else do we have to talk about? We have to talk about, let's see. Let me see what we have here. Aladdin did 724 million worldwide. Okay, so that's doing great. That's doing excellent. So hold on one second. Okay, so couldn't hear. All right. So anyway, let's see now what we have. Okay, so Aladdin, $724 million, doing way better than I expected it to do. It's doing excellent, and I believe it was in third place. Let's see what place it's in. It was in third place. So now, Secret Life of Pets definitely didn't do what they expected it to do. They think it's going to be 800 million, 900 million, $1 billion. No, and then it just came out, but it's 154 million. It's going to get chopped up. It's going to go below fifth place. Toy Story's coming out. Child's Play's coming out. Even though Child's Play I don't think is going to do well, it's still going to be up there. So, Secret Life of Pets isn't going to last that much longer. Okay. So let's see what else we have with box office. Dark Phoenix, what a damn disaster that is. But you know what? Here's the thing. All right. People want to throw the blame, right? My personal thing is, if the movie, you're having a deal with Disney, right? Did you change the movie because you didn't want to piss off Disney because the ending was too similar to Captain Marvel? Well, then you know what, though? One movie is not going to break the deal. Like you have the rights to do X-Men. Do friggin' X-Men the way you want to do it. And stop worrying about Disney or everybody else about a deal or something. They had to reshoot tons of this movie. They had to change the whole ending. And everybody is admitting that used to do the X-Men movies, it sucks. So, when I'm hearing this, here's the thing, right? I didn't see the movie. I'm hearing bad word of mouth from friends. I'm hearing, the people that worked on all these X-Men movies, but this one said it sucked. People on Fox saying it sucked. Then why do you put it out? What? You know what? Why do it? If you're going to do a storyline like the Dark Phoenix saga, you need to do it like the comics, the Shi'ar Empire. You need to do it in space and stop worrying about your future employer, purchaser, Disney, and do it the right effing way. So, we're going to forever know, is Disney caused the movie to suck? What caused this movie to suck? Was it a whole bunch of factors? What was the definitive thing? And I think it's because they wanted to change the whole damn movie around because they don't want to be like Captain Marvel. So you know what? Fox's fault, because they were worried. Now, did Disney tell them, hey, you can't do this? I don't know. But if it was, that's pretty effed up. Okay, so now you have probably the worst X-Men movie in history. Now, I can't say that until I actually see it. But you created a bomb. You ended it on a sour note where I would go see everything Marvel and characters. Now I didn't want to go see it because I'm hearing such crap about it. So don't even put New Mutants out. Okay? Just can the whole damn movie, because why embarrass yourself and put something out there that is mediocre or half-assed? Don't even bother. I don't care who's in it. If you have that many problems, you scrap the movie. Look at the movie they did with Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley. They said the movie was so bad that they were gonna toss it. People were never gonna see it because they don't want it to destroy their careers. So you know what though? Why make the movie in the first place then? You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So I don't get it. You have to know, you're gonna release a movie this season, these seasons, which I'm talking. Because now we got to include February, right? February, March, April, May, June, July, right? Right there. That period, right? Basically used to be the movies started coming out, I guess it was in March, whatever. Now we got sometimes February, because Black Panther runs on, Deadpool, whatever. Mostly it's March, April, May, June, right? So if you're going to release movies out, everybody and their mother are going to put their best stuff out around the same damn time. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't think for 1 minute it's because, they all come out. No, people have freaking ego. So sometimes they'll, rather than know that they're going to tank their movie, they think their movie's going to wreck this movie or they're going to do this. They actually think like this. So, DC and Marvel, like Captain Marvel, Shazam, okay, thank God they didn't hurt each other. But still, you have all these other movies too that you put Dumbo out when Captain and Dumbo gets killed almost basically because it's you have a Disney property that's hurt by a Disney-owned property, So now, why would you do that? Why would you ever put out, say, a Disney live action next to a comic book movie that's by Disney, next to a freaking animated, next to Star Wars? It's you're destroying, you're taking away money from your own product. Okay, there needs to have a damn conference where now Toy Story's coming out, right? This is the one I want to show example of because this is what gets me aggravated. It really shouldn't get me aggravated, right? But it gets me upset because I don't think they have any clue what they're doing. Because here's the thing, June 21st, we have Toy Story, right? Now, if I was Pixar and if like Disney was going to release something around that time, I'd be pretty pissed off, right? So here's the thing. Again, on June 21st, you have Toy Story, right? Now, the next time Disney puts something out, let's see. I want to be clear here. Lion King. Lion King's going to come out like a month later. I don't think that that's enough time. Okay. I think it should be more than a month because the problem is that let's just say Toy Story is in the top 5. The moment Lion King comes out, it's no longer in the top 5. So you can honestly say, right, that your company destroyed your own movies. Like in other words, Disney beat Disney. So why would you, working for Disney, want to hurt your own product? Wouldn't you want your Toy Story, like if it had the power to be number 1 for like 2 months or 3 months, wouldn't you common sense wise want to give it that opportunity where if anything did beat it, it wouldn't be you? It wouldn't be Disney beating Disney? So like there needs to be a clear definition. And I think there needs to be a meeting with Disney, with Lucasfilm, with Marvel, with Pixar, because when you're going to put these movies out, there needs to be spacing. Okay. There definitely needs to be spacing where if Toy Story is beat, it's not by its own product, its own company, Disney. So Toy Story, honestly, should have been given way more time than a month to just shine. Okay. But no, Lion King comes out. So you know what's going to happen? Let's just say, right, that let's just hypothetically speaking, Toy Story is number 1 for June 21st, right? June 28th, the competition we got is from Universal yesterday, right? Say that doesn't even do number 1. So Toy Story is number 1 for 2 weeks in a row, right? So now you're going to go into, let's see, you got June 21st, June 28th. Let's go into July, okay? You get the whole list for July. Now you're going to have, on the 3rd, there's going to be a horror movie. And also, I'm sorry, 26th, you got Annabelle horror movie, and then you got thing. Let's just say it stays number 1. Let's just, hypothetically speaking, July 3rd comes out. You have, and here's an example. Even though Spider-Man is from Sony, it's still part of Disney. So Disney is affecting Toy Story. So it's not even a month. It's like 2 weeks. And let's just say Spider-Man, let's just say nothing beats Toy Story 4, right? Toy Story 4, oh my God, it's making tons of money. The moment that Spider-Man Far From Home comes out and unseats it, how do you feel as a company, Pixar? How do you feel about Disney? How do you feel that you are cutting your own profitability? Why would you want to do that? Forget about listen, this stupid mentality that you're a billionaire, nobody's richer than you, like Disney. You don't hurt your own product. You got to give it every opportunity to shine. So even though, Disney is working with Sony to get the Spider-Man, they're working on it together. So like, still it's considered Disney, even though it's like Sony, right? But if that hurts Toy Story 4, it's Disney's fault. Understand? So like, then it would be about, oh, what happens now if Toy Story tanks after that? Where maybe it could have made $1 billion, $1.5 billion or something, or it makes $1 billion. You should factor that in, these companies. But they don't, and this is what they do, is they layer and layer and layer everything on top of each other. So Disney is Disney's own enemy, honestly. And they're not even seeing it that way. And then, oh, so what, we lost this. So no, you as a company want every movie to be as profitable as possible. You should never be the cause of your own success. Like you shouldn't be the cause of hurting your own success. And that you shouldn't be your own worst enemy. So, that's the problem. So again, now Spider-Man Far From Home, right? Okay, Spider-Man Far From Home is on the 3rd, right? Great job. 19th, here we go with Disney again. Lion King. So now Lion King, let's say, hurts Spider-Man. You're hurting your own products. How stupid is that? I mean, am I talking an alien language? What part of what I said don't these companies understand? Like, why would you ever? It would be okay. Let's just say Spider-Man. Say Lion King didn't come out, right? And Spider-Man got beat with something else. Okay, at least it got beat by something else. But not that you're hurting your own brand, your own product. You should never do that. So, all right, we're hearing stories now. Me and Chris were talking. We did the cast, right? Everything show that there's massive problems we're hearing with Star Wars Episode 9, right? Okay, and that they're editing it on set, right? It's probably not gonna be ready. And now they're working like nuts to get this thing out. Do you realize that forget about the friggin' dates? If the movie isn't ready, you're gonna now rush and you're gonna put out a half-ass product just to get it out. I mean, it's and you know what? It's their own fault because they got announced 4 years ahead, 3 years ahead. Oh well, we're gonna have Star Wars, and next year's Avatar, the next year's Indiana Jones, and next. So you're worried now that you're gonna disrupt the whole damn schedule. Well, let me tell you something, okay? Something like Star Wars needs to be taken care of. Okay, you need to do it right. Okay, Solo, like Disney pushed pushed Lucasfilm every 6 months. You already get effing mind. So they pushed. Disney caused Solo to bomb, but of course Lucasfilm also caused Solo to bomb. So it wasn't just Disney, whatever. They though technically wanted more time to work on it, and Disney wouldn't give it to them. So now you have a situation where you wreck the franchise a little bit, where it is shattered, it's damaged. People weren't crazy about a lot of people weren't crazy about Last Jedi, maybe half the people. Now it's Solo, different things happen, it bombs. It's your first failure. It's a Star Wars thing, right? So knowing that Episode 9 is not ready, why in the effing world would you put it out or have these people rush like nut jobs to get it out, where you're not going to give them a clear head to do the work at a normal pace that they ordinarily would do? And yes, sometimes people work great under pressure, and then sometimes people do not. So now you are making them rush to get the Star Wars movie out. And if there's any inkling in the box office that this movie bombs, don't you take responsibility for it? So, like, okay, it's not going to make it December. What is the big deal to put it out in February? Okay, February, before there wasn't anything big coming out until Deadpool. Once Deadpool made February a famous month, then we had friggin' we had Black Panther do the same damn thing. So you know what? February, Disney, February, Lucasfilm, February. Put it out in February. Don't ruin it. You have to fix whatever's broken. Don't ruin it. But of course, what's going to happen? They're going to put it out, and then people are going to rip it apart and complain about it, and then they're going to learn. And then, if this movie doesn't do what's expected, the whole damn franchise is going to get thrown for a loop again, like Solo and all that stuff. And then you're going to have some serious meetings and serious problems. And they're all going to be like, what happened? I don't know. Of course you don't know, because you all got egos that you don't have to meet shit. You don't have to meet shit. Forget about the date. Forget about what you promised. Forget about what this. It's not ready. It's not ready. Delay the damn shit. Delay it. Don't be a friggin' hero. Don't make it like you're doing something for the company. Don't say it's ready if it's not ready, too. And J.J. Abrams, please, bro. It's not ready. Get the cojones to say it's not ready. Don't worry about people firing people. Okay? God. Can't screw Star Wars up. It's messed up already. Fix it. I don't even know if it's going to be fixed, but still. At least we can get a good movie out of it. Great movie. So we got that situation. Now, Godzilla, why the hell are you delaying Godzilla versus Kong? What the hell? I mean, it's coming out in March. It's not coming out in May. So what's the problem? There should be no problem. It should be in a better time to release. Why don't you release it even a month earlier, February maybe? But no. So you're going to delay it. All right, well, when are you going to delay it? You don't put it out in June. Put it out in August, put it out in September, but don't put it out like these times. That's going to get wrecked. And let's talk about Child's Play for a minute. Let's talk about Child's Play. First of all, we understand you want to reboot Child's Play. Okay. You don't want to use Brandon Dorff, whatever, Brad Dorff. You don't want to use him as Chucky. Mistake, I think. Okay. You got Mark Hamill. Okay, that's pretty cool. Gonna do, but people know that Chucky isn't done. Like, it's continuing on TV. So if Chucky's gonna be on TV, why the hell would you do a reboot? Because people want to see it on TV. They just know, oh, I ain't gonna see this shit. I'll just wait for it on TV because that's the real universe. This is the multiverse of Chucky. So now we got a second universe with Chucky. I don't want to see that shit. So you just killed yourself again. How you doing, Daniel? So you just ruin yourself because people know that their Chucky brand is intact and it's going to be a series on cable. So they saw Cult of Chucky, right? They're just going to go see the continuing adventures of Chucky on TV. Nothing's changed. But now you're creating a rebooted new universe because everybody loves the multiverse thing now. So multiple universes of Halloween, multiple universes of Superman Returns, and Batman vs. Superman. Multiple universes. So now you can have a second universe, which is a reboot. And in this universe, there's no witchcraft or spells, or this guy's not a serial killer. So you basically took the heart of Chucky out and threw it in the garbage. So now you think, oh, we're just going to have a company hack into the dolls and just kill people, and that's it. And you just lost the whole element of it. You just lost the whole point. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel said Happy Father's Day. Thank you, sir. So you just lost the whole, you lost the heart of the movie. You lost the purpose of the movie. The whole concept of the serial killer getting shot in the toy store, putting his soul into the doll. That's the whole thing. Now you're making it that this company, like say Umbrella, like Resident Evil, they're hacking into the dolls and dolls killing people, or somebody works for the company that's doing something or whatever, and who cares? And another thing, like, where's the money that you spent? This looks like shit. Like, I looked at the trailer, I'm like, is this a joke? Where's the real? Oh, this is the real Child's Play trailer. Okay, and it's nice you got Audrey Plaza. That's great, but like you still have a shitty movie, shitty doll, but you have a great voice like Mark Hamill. So like, what the hell are we gonna have? Looks like they didn't spend any money on this. It looks like It looks like they tried to do a B movie thing, try to pass it along, get good people in it. Like that's like putting like George Clooney in a Friday 13th movie or something. They think, okay, whatever, and sorry, I don't think it's gonna work. And then this funny thing about actually thinking that Chucky could go up against Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4 is amusing. It's hysterical that they this is what killed me. Like say with Hellboy too, like Hellboy's like avenge this and trying to be like all cool and shit. Like so they have promos with Chucky like chopping up Woody or chopping up Buzz or whatever, and like you honestly think in your egotistical mind, this company that's doing Chucky, they honestly think we're going to destroy Toy Story. First of all, if you're going to go into it and you're going to say we're purposely putting the movie out against Toy Story, you're an idiot. And you shouldn't be fired. You should be fired from the company, and you should never decide anything about when placement of movies, because you don't spend all this money on a movie as a business venture and everything. You make a movie with the intent, if you want to make a franchise out of it, you want to see what you can get out of it, whatever. But you want sequels, you're not going to get any if you're going to put it up against one of the biggest movies. But there's egos involved. And I'm telling you, in Hollywood and these movie companies, it's all about egos. You don't want to think it is, but it is. And they're like, oh, and it's like these big people in charge of this company, and it's like chess pieces. And they're like, oh, I'm going to destroy this movie. And they're playing with other people's money and everything else. And then when the movie bombs, they want to have a scapegoat and everything. So I love to find out the exact genius that made the decision to put Child's Play against Toy Story. I just want to know people's names. That's what they should do, is tell you, this guy did it. Just like they had an article, right? They said, this guy is the guy that wanted to cancel Fortnite. That guy looks like an idiot, right? Like everybody's looking at the guy like that game made people more money than anything, and they're like, "This is the schmuck. This is the guy that would have cost the company money." And are you kidding? So like, who's the person in their right mind that decided that they want to put Child's Play up against Toy Story? I'm gonna hysterically laugh when I see the box office. Now I could be wrong. I'm not right all the time, but I want to see Chucky, this movie, this fantastic trailer. I want to see Chucky beat Toy Story. If you think that's gonna happen, you're out of your effing mind. So basically, you're purposely putting the movie out to fail because it's not. There's no way it's Child's Play is going to be number one. So why would you want it to? Why would you create something to be number two? Why don't you put it out? Delay it. First of all, is it too late? Delay the damn movie. Like, why are you coming out this week? Why are you doing that? You're going to get killed. You're not going to do as much money. You're stupid to do that. But anyway, we'll find out if I'm right about that. Here's one good thing we got, like Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, August 2nd, no competition. August 9th, I mean, maybe Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark might be competition. I mean, Dora Explorer, kids like that. I honestly think that is a great time to release. That's a perfect time to release a movie with like Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. I think that movie is going to do phenomenal. I think it's going to do so effing well that it's going to get a sequel. And it may piss off the Fast and the Furious people because, but you know what? The whole goal, they're doing a spinoff, is for franchise potential. So if it's a super success, isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you want to get a sequel out of it? So you know what? I think that's going to be one of the box office winners, Hobbs and Shaw. Dora the Explorer, I don't think it's going to do that great. Doesn't look that great. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I mean, that might make $100 million, a little more. I mean, I don't know what the budget is on that. Let me just see if no, of course not. Also, please do me a favor. Like, if you're releasing a movie and you're afraid to tell what the budget is, then there's a problem. Always tell the budget. Always. And you know what? Like, don't hide it because then we can't tell if the movie's a success or not because we really don't know what you spent on it. So like, and again, 47 meters down on Cage, you don't want to tell the budget either. How stupid is that? How stupid is that? Angry Birds 2, how much did you spend on it? They won't tell you either. Wow. What the hell, man? Why can't you tell the budget? What do you got to hide? So I want to look at September for a second. All right, It Chapter 2, right? Of course, they don't tell the budget either. What the heck? What is the problem? Why can't people tell what the budgets are? Last Blood. Of course not. You're not saying the budget either. Of course not. Anybody saying the budget? Anybody? Nope. Hiding it all, right? Let's go to July. I want to see something. Let's see if Far From Home will tell you what the budget is. Of course not. No, they're not telling you what the budget is either. Mistake. It's a mistake. Lion King. Disney? No, you don't want to tell either. Wow. What is up with that? Oh, thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, Daniel Forrester. Appreciate it very much. Okay, so what else are we going to talk about? Well, what about Quentin Tarantino's movie? Here's the thing I want to talk about with Star Trek, okay? I'm a Trekkie. Yes, I haven't talked about Star Trek that much lately, and I haven't really been into Discovery because I'm kind of against it because I've tried watching it. And, I'm going to, look, to be fair, I'm going to cover Discovery, even though I don't want to. I'm going to be open-minded about it. I purchased some episodes. I'm going to watch it on PlayStation, the View thing, whatever it's called. And I'm going to try to give it a fair shake. We created a new show called The Rewatch, which I'm going to rewatch Discovery from season 1, and we're going to review him and going to try to be fair about it. So stay tuned for the new podcast show called The Rewatch, which is coming probably this week. Okay. Also, Go back, Quentin Tarantino. So here it is. He's got the script is done. It's going to be rated R. You know what? Let's do it. Let's see what you can do. I know Quentin Tarantino. I love his movies. You know what? He's a Star Trek fan. He's going to give us the time of day to do a movie. Abso-friggin-lutely-tootly. Why not? Why not? But this is what I don't like. I can't believe for the life of me how the rights of Star Trek Next Generation and Star Trek in general is split into 3 different companies that you go to do something like, say, on Discovery, and you're like, oh, can't use that Klingon design because we own it. No. How could you have anything disrupt? You're doing a Star Trek show. Like, how is that possible that all these people have the like? If we can't get it complete, so in other words, let's just say hypothetically, right? Let's say Next Generation, the rights to Next Generation is split into 3 different parts, and now you go to do Picard, and they won't let you do it. They won't let you use this. They won't let you use that. So now Picard is an alternate reality. Why? Because you can't say this from this episode. You can't say this from this episode. It's going to be abruptly that we're going to use the name of Picard, and Picard was a great captain and everything, and then something happens, and this is why he left Starfleet. But forget about all that stuff. You don't need to worry about, yeah, he was Next Generation was there, but different adventures. Don't pay attention to the seasons. No. Nobody wants to see that. People want to see a direct continuation from Next Generation. You want to do something differently, God bless you. That's great. But don't make it where we're confused and this Picard is from, say, a Kelvin timeline, because what I'm hearing is that J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot stepped in and said, well, we want you to do this because we technically have rights too. And it's like, what? So I'm just going to say right now that I don't know if I could be completely on board with Picard if it's not really Picard. Okay. Do I want to see Picard 217th universe? I don't think so. I want to see our Picard. I want to have references to Next Generation. I want to have references to movie. I want to know that this Picard is from all that. And another thing, I want to talk about Brett Spinner. Love Brett Spinner, right? But you would think in the far future, like, you could get a different paint job on Android body. You don't need to make him wear the makeup. He could look normal, human, and be Data. How about that? This is not the 80s. This is not the 90s. This is not 2000. You could have Data with all the technology in the future. He can't look the same complexion as Picard. He has to put that paint on. Absolutely not. No paint. You have, I mean, even with people with contact lenses, for crying out loud. When did technology, it used to be technology like, you used to look at Next Generation like, wow, man, I wish we could do stuff like that, right? Now we can. Now we have iPads. Now we have some of the stuff. They had people working on transporter technology. They transported one atom from here to there. People are working on this stuff, the cell phones, all this stuff. They're going nuts. They're making friggin' warp drives, for crying out loud. We're probably going to have a spaceship called the friggin' USS Enterprise in 100 years. An effing reality. Okay? Reality that we're actually going to be traveling like fucking Star Trek, excuse my language, throughout the fucking galaxy. Okay? Because people are fucking fanboys, and if they're scientists, they're going to make that shit happen. You know what? God bless you for doing that. But anyway, but now you look at these shows and you're like, well, wait a minute. These shows are not evolving too, though. They look antiquated, right? So we're doing a Picard show, and Data just looks like he's wearing silver shit again, and eyes. Like, why? Why can't he look completely human but be Data? Like, we accept it as fans. We want Brett Spiner. Like, if I say it wrong, I'm a jerk. I apologize. I'm sorry. We want Brett Spiner to be Data, right? I believe, look, back then it's like there was no Wi-Fi and all that other shit, right? So why couldn't his consciousness like go through the Wi-Fi? He's a freaking program, right? Like email. So it was freaking his programming could go in an email and go into B4, and then B4 could like create a body for him based on his own schematics, and then Data gets uploaded into that body, and then B4 exists, and Data exists, right? And there you go, and you're good. It's not like, oh, how can you do that to B4? Because there'll probably be people complaining like, that's not right. That got, B4 could have had a life and everything too. No, do it fair. They made a body for Data. They put a consciousness in there because it traveled on the space Wi-Fi. For crying out loud. Simple. Simple. It's consciousness. Boom. There you go. So Brett Spiner doesn't need to wear makeup. It doesn't need to wear contact lenses. And you know what? I hear he's in Picard. Fantastic. I'm on board. I'm more on board now. And then I heard that Riker might be in it too. I'm even more. You know what? Put everybody in there. I know they don't want to because they don't want to make it like Next Generation Part 2. But what would be wrong with that? What would be wrong with like a total continuation of Next Generation? I mean, how great would that be? So I'm more excited now that Brett Spiner's in it. I'm more excited that, Jonathan Frakes is in it. Discovery, we're gonna see what happens. The trouble with announcing all these damn spin-offs, that's a mistake too. I know sometimes they talk crap like, oh, Section 31 and this, and we're gonna do this and animated this. If one thing fails, everything goes out the window. You realize that? So you do that, and then you're doomed for failure. So talking about mistakes, look what they did with the Star Trek movie. They had signed everybody. We talked about this before. Christopher Pine, and all of a sudden, a new CEO of Paramount. Oh, I want to break the deal and pay them less. Now, of course, they all sign it because they want to still do a movie. They're like, all right, we make money from other things. Like, we could take make a little less just to make the movie, sure. But some people were like, why do we have to bust my butt to be an actor? Now I got to like lower myself. Like, you're blaming the actors for the income of the budget, so you're punishing them when they didn't write the movie. So now, Christopher Pine's like, no, I'm not. I should get paid this. That's my contract. I want to get paid that. I don't want to get paid that. And Chris Hemsworth, he dealt with he made more money doing The Huntsman than Thor, the first one. And that's Disney. Are you kidding? So, like, he's been building himself up. He needs to get paid more money. Sure. Now you want to pay him garbage. He don't want to do it either. Don't get mad at them. But then, of course, you got J.J. Abrams, who J.J. Abrams is a Spock lover more than Kirk. Obviously, that's apparent. In case you tried to hide it, you didn't really hide it well, because every Star Trek movie with J.J. Abrams, Spock is like the main damn character, which is ridiculous. And I've been saying it all along. That I'm not on board with. Even though I've been watching it, I'm liking some stuff. No, it's not about Spock. It's about Kirk. So he's like, we don't need Kirk. No, you do. You do, because it's not the same thing. So J.J. Abrams, you should have been on that. You should be like, yes, pay them. But nope. So now your movie in the garbage can. Not happening. Now you have to rely on Quentin Tarantino to save your ass. Hopefully his script has them, and they do a movie, and they knock it out of the park. But here's the thing with the ego thing now, because what's going to happen is Quentin Tarantino's movie blows it out of the water. People want to see Quentin Tarantino do a sequel. And then J.J. Abrams is in the garbage, because then he's like, we don't want your movie, we want his movie. What did you do recently? So it's all about egos. And maybe J.J. Abrams wouldn't want that, because maybe he wants his Star Trek and he wants to do everything. So Quentin Tarantino, you know what, needs to blow it out of the park, needs to do sequels if need be. You need to revitalize Star Trek, and people need to put their egos aside. And if anything can help the cause to make Star Trek better, same thing with Walking Dead. Anything to help Walking Dead, fantastic. All right, I'm going to leave that right here. Thank you, Daniel, for the donation. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I'll be back in a little bit. Take care. Bye for now. And happy Father's Day.